Alright, we're gonna start with a overhead, left and right, going into a group. Let's listen to it. Hi guys. Alright, so let's put Sahara. Okay, sometimes when you, let's say, crush it, the way it starts is like this, for example, in and out. So this is a program-dependent compressor, no more milliseconds. That means there's an envelope on the incoming signal, listening to it, and it has an attack and release. So what you're seeing here in the attack and release is not really after the compression. It is setting up that attack release on an envelope following that signal. Then it hits a minus 14 dBFS. This is fixed. No more playing with threshold. So think of it, instead of doing threshold, you're going to be doing input output. So you hold the shift and they're compensating. So don't be feeling not comfortable the minute you put it and it's doing 10 dB compression. All you have to do is lower the input until it's hitting the way you want it, 2-3 dB. And let's say you start with a minus 4 dB signal, so it's shooting up and it's compressing 10-15 dB. So now you lower the input with compensated output, and now it's hitting it correctly. That's it. You have here your ratio. Between 20 and 40 you're not gonna hear much. What you're gonna hear is basically a more tight feel, so it's a feel thing. And your high pass filter, as simple as that, and the mix knob. So let's give it a try. Let's talk about these. So you remember, like in my previous plugins, I was clicking to change between raw and raw plus input. Now no more flipping. The raw plus input is basically a white meter here, and your black is your raw input. This way you can balance it with the output. Once they are in tandem, that means you're most probably gain staged correctly when you flip between raw or bypass and active. Okay, so I'm doing 8 dB. Let's push it more. You see what's happening to the white? This is raw plus input, and this is your, you see the input, which is the raw signal, is jumping, but you are crushing it. So the red needle is showing you how little it's moving. So now I'm gonna compensate. Okay, see, now no compression. Now start breathing. But let's play with the release. The release means it's gonna compress and release and get back to the original signal, then compress and release very fast, or compress and take time to get back to the signal. So it depends how you want the movement to go. You want it fast, aggressive release, or you want it to you know, envelope. See what happened? It crushed the snare and it's taking time to recover. But if I say fast release, so if I need a smack, I would go for very long release. You have to go for that smacky. Too much, it loses the smack. That's it. That's the smack. All right, as easy as that. Let's move to next, which is bass. Let's check if we have anything here. Sounds good. All right. I have a ducking compressor, so if the music is going and I talk, the music drops. High tech. Okay, what I'm hearing first, before you start pressing and dialing, what am I hearing? Dude, he's not, the articulation is not that good. I'm feeling the stuttering. So I needed to smooth that plugging and let it groove as if he's playing not with a tension, with more like. So let's see what we can do. Always define before you start throwing everything to the kitchen sink. Okay, let's first put default. As you can see, the signal is too hot, so it's compressing too much. If you want to hear what the designer, which happens to be me, wanted in the default, all you have to do is play with the input with the shift. Okay, now your input output are in tandem on top of each other. You see? Okay, very subtle but really nice. I did one called bass, old school. Okay. Lower. See, it's stuttering, the playing. See, like a wave. So you need to know how to play with your attack and release to get that sound. Without, it's like galloping. The other one is more like a wave. Now wave. I hope you're hearing what I'm hearing. So yeah, I'm doing 10:1 ratio, attack and release, as simple as that. Two things, but you can create all different happening. Next, orchestral. On this one, I don't know Sahara can do anything, there's nothing, so we'll give you a taste of the future plugin Joyride. So what do I have? So what I'm doing, it's probably a soft synth sample library, so it's flat. I need that grunge, so let's start with a default to show you what I'll be doing. I can go. No. Boxy, no. It's uplifting. Ah, no. Still have some bugs in here. I'm not seeing the input output. So maybe if we close, open, they're back. Let's lower the main out. That's it, it uplifted it in a few seconds. I need to still work on making the hold time more. This way you have enough time to look between input and output. It has lots of nice stuff. It's a proportional cue, but you can play with your maximum. And let's look at it here. See, that's the maximum. It tightens up or opens up. That's proportional, but not fixed. You define where is your max, where is your min. So if you want it really wide, so the maximum is a low Q, so it stays wide, but you have all the shaping techniques that you want. And this is the flat normal one, and that's the one I love. Where I got these, some kind of Chinese modern, so it's a clash of modern light system with a 70s look. All right, next. Interesting. See that grungy? Where is it? See, for that horn section, this is nice, the 250. Cool. Next. No more. Next. What do we have here? Ah, we have keys. Okay, let's put default. Look what happens if your release is too long. See? It's not recovering fast, so you need it to recover. So the keys are defined. You don't want when it compresses and you're playing fast, so the next note you play, it's already compressed 8 dB. You want it to compress the 8 dB, recover very fast before you play the second. So get your release to work with the speed of your keyboard player. So he's going ta 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 pa pa ta. So make sure your release recovers before the next hit. Okay, we're done. What did I do with key 2? Let's see. More defined. Next. Okay, strings. I want to show you what you can do with a compressor. Let's start with default. I need to hear that crunchy stuff. So first, as I can see, I'm not I need to get my input output. It's doing 13. All right, I'm not gonna lower it. Okay, already I'm feeling, let me create some reverb from the compression. I'm still 100% wet. But to get that reverb with that release, you need to really push your output. Okay, if I don't let the attack go, fast attack, grabbing, long attack, you're hearing all that definition. I had a string rev. See how much I put the release? What else we have? String crunch. So I want this attack. So I went for a fast release. remember, the white is basically your input, including your raw signal. So now you have 3 meters in one, and that's your GR meter. Next. We're done. Let's hear vocals.
Gone is that summer, that one July. There wasn't a cloud.
Okay.
Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer. That one July.
Okay, let's start with default to show you.
Gone is that summer.
So it's too hot of a signal. If I want to know how the default would sound, I will play with the input.
Gone is that summer. That one July. Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer.
The hammer circuit is fine-tuned in Sahara to be frequency dependent and focusing on vocal frequencies. So it's gonna give it a more woolly sound. You should hear it.
Gone is that summer.
Without it.
Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer.
It gives it more definition. And now I want it to hold.
Gone is that summer.
But I don't want these attacks, so I want to grab them fast.
Gone is that summer. Gone is that summer.
If I let it through.
Gone is that summer.
I don't want that jumping, so I want to grab her.
Gone is that summer.
When she said sa, the attack, the compressor started. I don't want to recover because then she will jump again. I want to keep the release slow so that the next sentence it's still within the compressor. For example, in the keyboard, I didn't want this. I want by the time you attack again to have a new start. In vocal, the opposite. So long release so that when she picks the second sentence, it's not gonna jump.
Gone is that summer.
See how smooth this summer, but if I have a fast release.
Gone is that summer.
And that's summer. I want na 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 summer.
Gone is that summer. That one July.
That one July.
That one July.
Without compressor.
That one July. That one July.
This is smoother. Works great. Groovy. What's advantages over your other compressors? Advantage. I mean, if you know how to work with 20 dials, you should be about getting the same result. But for example, P11 is a RMS compressor. This is a peak. So Igloo is basically the internal circuit is similar to Igloo. However, you don't have an E. The higher your compression, the tighter the knee. The lower the ratio, the softer your knee. So you got rid of the knee and trying to figure it out. What else? Threshold, it's fixed. You just push the in out. Igloo has a input transformer. This is a cleaner, no input transformer. It's working just pure circuit, and Igloo is a millisecond. You have to work it out. This one is a program dependent. CPU, check it out. 5% I see here. If I take it out, %, 4%. So it's a 1% CPU. So the target of Q series, first one is being the Sahara, is basically $49, no more $200. Extremely fast, to workflow and extremely fast to get a result by simplifying things. And if you need the more 3D movement stuff that I have, at the end you can put P455, P821, put on the bus P19. You have a lot of option, but this is made to put hundreds of instances.